Okay, let's get the vertical stream going. But how's it going, good doc? How was your Monday? But yeah, like you would think with how much he's been hammering this entire time, he'd be done by now. Alright, that's nice and live. That's now up and running. Alright. Now, before I forget, one thing we forgot to do last stream when we finished up Mortal Shell 2 and then proceeded to do a little bit of Dark Souls is we forgot to turn in our Firekeeper soul that we got. So let's go do that real quick. So we can do that. Then from here, we can take a run through, get the Grass Crest Shield, possibly get the Black Knight Halberd. Then from there, if we're feeling footloose and fancy free, we could probably try and take on Havel. Though Havel tends to be such a pain in the ass, I'm mildly tempted to wait until after dealing with the gargoyles. Though, getting Havel's ring would be pretty nice. Feel like we gotta get Havel's ring. Feel like that just makes more sense. Do I need... I guess we need to double check real quick if I need to kindle the fire. Because I feel like I probably need to. Because I want to have 10 at that point. Because being able to walk into Sen's Fortress with 10 Estus is really nice. I mean, at the very least, we're going to be going in. We got our +5 Ooch. Ooh, nice jump back. Not nice enough, though. Okay. For a second there, I thought I saw someone run behind me. Character looks a bit tubby. To be honest, I don't remember what body type I gave him. Good thing it doesn't matter. But how's it going standing on Mars? Fun name. I did not kindle this. Alright, let's get that. Let's get that fixed right now. Give me my extra 3 Estus. Hey, we don't need to talk to him. We already got our weapon fully upgraded at this point. We ignore this man because he is a very bad man and our weapon just does not mesh with him whatsoever. And we deal with the stick drift. Ayo, good doc with that 3-stream streak. Not sure how I feel about the smiling square taking that kind of a smile at me, but you know, sometimes that's just what you can't deal with. And YouTube already starting off weird. He friend, one hug. You know what? If not friend, why friend-shaped, right? Alright, so if we get What is it? Large Titanite shards? Is that how this system works? I can't remember. If we can get large Titanite shards from this lizard. Large Titanite shards. Okay. Alright, so long as we don't die to Havel. And I would say arguably so long as we don't get the Black Knight Halberd, then we take the time, go deal with the Capra Demon, get the large ember so we can bump the Uchigatana up to, I think we can get it up to +6 with those two. Or maybe even +7? Because is it just one large Titanite shard for the first two upgrades? I think it is. Okay, he's coming with me. Best game ever is Heart of Darkness. Never heard of it. What's it about? Okay, 180 on a backstab. I'm not going to be mad about that. Ooh, I'm not going to lie. I did not think it was going to give me that. Smooth. Okay, only blue Titanite chunk. Alright, so we are running the Uchi for this run until we die. Today was okay, less pain. Tomorrow I'm getting my neck and shoulder manipulated again. Okay, though I don't know how long that will last. Gotcha. Like, I myself, I've never been to like a chiropractor or anything like that, so I have very limited knowledge on how that works overall. I would imagine it's a very case-by-case basis type of deal. I would say in the past, has it helped at all? PS1, Genie's kid goes to save his dog from an alien world. Okay, that sounds interesting enough to me. If I had a PS1 growing up, that probably would have been up my alley. Hey, Dr. Masochist with a 10-stream streak. Get good already. This is a process, Doctor. I can only get so good in such a small amount of time. What about a PS1? A game called Heart of Darkness. Standing on Mars over on the YouTube chat mentioned it. Said it's pretty good. And based on the premise... I was gonna say, I don't know. It's like... Is that exactly what Hornet actually says, or is it... Did someone manipulate that a bit? Because I know it's not specifically get good, right? Though, I mean, who knows? Maybe it did. Maybe it could be, because I've never actually played Hollow Knight. Okay, I got lucky there. Alright, Havel. Alright, at this point, we're just bullying Havel. Alright, 2 more backstabs? The sound clip is correct, but her saying get good is a meme. Got it. Also, 10 out of 10 should not have looked at chat during that. Should have been much more focused on Havel. Okay, I think I can stab him. I think I can stab him. Oh, thank God. Okay, easy Havel. Havel was kind to us today. Oh, I don't have to... Okay, well, let's go get the ring from up here. Don't forget to add to queue. Oh, don't you worry, I won't. I haven't even read it yet. I was more so, focusing on not dying. Hoping for a remake, but people that have the rights are out of business. Ooh. Well, I was gonna say somebody has to have the rights. It's just more so of finding who has the rights, getting in contact with them and being like, hey, we give you some money, you let us make it a game. Okay, rude. It's more like Geku or... Okay, interesting. Dex Pyro? Yeah, so my overall plan when it comes to my no death is I always grab Pyromancer because I enjoy having the different pyromancies on hand for just in case, especially when I get to the point where I can get the Chaos Flame, because I feel like that ends up helping like just create not only a bunch of damage, but it gives me a little bit of a safety area. And my overall goal is to go specifically for the Black Knight Sword, but even though it says it's a 20% drop, I probably have gotten more of a closer luck of like 10%. But other than that, we always check for the Black Knight Sword as well as the Black Knight Halberd, and then when those two inevitably never drop for us, we stick with the Uchi Katana. Other than that, I'm not following any kind of guides or anything like that. This is all just on like how I would play through. What game? Oh, Heart of Darkness, was that it? Let me just double roll back up real quick to make sure yeah, Heart of Darkness. It honestly doesn't need one. It's one of those games that where the graphics will still hold up today. Okay, is it like one of those like just really well done, like 16-bit kind of graphics? Because those things are timeless. So simple yet so good. Also, how's it going, Eric? How is your Monday? But yeah, we didn't get the Black Knight Sword nor the Halberd this time around, so we're going to be focusing up the Uchi. I'm going to run, do my quick little run back. I'm going to hit up the bonfire to... I think I shot enough for like at least one more level. Probably give myself a little bit more health. Then we go take on the gargoyles. After we take on the gargoyles, we will make a run towards the Capra demons so we can then go after the large ember so we can get the Uchi up to +7. Because I'm pretty certain that the 2 large Titanite shards that I have should get us to +7. And then from there, we go fight Sif to get that fight done and out of the way because it's generally manageable. Then we go to Blighttown, Quelaag, Ceaseless. And then after that, yeah, I think it's come back through Sen's Fortress and then just kind of go through all that. Yeah, give me a little bit more health. I want to be able to live a little bit. Movie clips are... Like, I gotta love a... Now, when you say movie clips, are you just talking about, like, cutscenes, or is, like, there an actual, like, movie that goes along with the game? Alright, before I forget... And let me get the daily quest added, because if I don't do it now, I will forget. And if I forget, it'll never happen. Save it. You're probably more familiar with Elden Ring's lore than I am. Is there a reason you fight Fort Sax in Vietnam? No idea. It's like you are asking the wrong person. When it comes to anything about any Souls game, lore, right over my head. I play these games to get a big stick and to bonk baddies. That's literally my knowledge of Souls games. Yeah, I probably know a couple nuggets here and there, but other than that, nothing of any real lore value. Apparently, the rights to Heart of Darkness are in legal limbo with no clear owner. Okay, it's technically considered abandoned, so acquiring the rights might be difficult? Interesting. You would think if it's in fact quote-unquote abandoned, it would be easier. Man, why is the legal system gotta be so complicated? Ooh, you gotta gather Jiggies to unlock new worlds? God, I need to play Banjo-Kazooie again at some point. Did I ever equip? I did not. Hold on. Longbow. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, sir. I'm gonna just need you to hold on. Oh, wow. Man, I really did nothing, did I? I'm gonna hold on to the, yeah, okay. I wanna make sure that I'm holding on to the feather arrows, because we're probably gonna need those for the Hydra, because unfortunately, the Uchi Katana just does not bonk quite hard enough for the Hydra that the last, I think, 2 heads, with the way that they attack you, they just kind of don't really work out well. Alright, everybody. Just... That's a banjo? Yeah, that's a banjo reference. I don't know what other game you might be playing that might have jiggies. I mean, maybe there's a Will Smith game out there where you get jiggy with it. But I don't know how getting jiggy with it would open up new worlds, per se. Ooh, 3 for 1. Okay, not mad about it. Kingdom Hearts, maybe? No. No. I mean, maybe eventually. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about there eventually being like a reference to like some Nintendo games, because I mean, theoretically, with Sora being in Super Smash Brothers, anything that's in the Super Smash universe could theoretically show up in Kingdom Hearts. Odds are that's probably not going to happen, but hey, there's that chance. I was about to type getting G with it. Oh, Will Smith. King of the 90s. Or I guess I should say Prince of the 90s, right? Don't you drink juice in front of me. Nah, Monarch. I mean, maybe. Who knows? I think at this point, it's like it's up to him to decide on. Like, how could you not be happy hearing that? That's such a fun song. Lord craving some chocolate milk? Ooh, hell yeah. Go get you some chocolate milk. Chocolate milk's the best. Alright, we'll kick that man off the ledge later. Alright. Yeah, I'm a little addicted. Same. Anytime we go out for breakfast, I'm always asking for chocolate milk. I was like, I don't care that I'm 35 years old. Chocolate milk, man. That's the best way to live life. Do we want to bother with... I can down half a gallon of chocolate milk in a day. I mean, if I really wanted to, yeah, I could, but do I? Nah. Our favorite is, I think it's True Life? I think it's the brand's True Life. That chocolate milk is amazing. It tastes like a melted chocolate milkshake. It's so good. Okay, let's see. Black Firebomb. Okay, probably... You know, I'll put that on just in case, because sometimes they can go sideways. Pretty sure my favorite brand's exclusive to PA. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't specifically looked, like, paid attention to what chocolate milks were specific to PA, even though, you know, that's where I spent the majority of my life. Turkey Hill. Yeah, can't say that I've specifically gotten Turkey Hill. Also can't say that I've heard of Turkey Hill. Alright, we're gonna get rid of that because we're not gonna need it. We don't need the extra weight, even though Havel's Ring should get us good. Alright. Let's play the game of, can we throw the bomb in the right spot to get a little bit of extra damage for free? Alright, so if I remember correctly, it's like... I need to not walk too far forward. As long as it's not turkey milk, right? I'd be concerned about someone getting some turkey milk. Alright. Whether this works or not, we're going to give it a try. Yeet! Nah. Ow, rude. Top off real quick. Oh. Wasn't being aggressive enough. Now we're in trouble. Of course, that knocks us off the ledge. Oh, just should have been more aggressive. And that's why I hate this fight. It goes so sideways so quickly because it's like, oh yeah, you get two enemies to fight and one's like on constant range duty. So unless you like kill the first one right out the rip, you're probably already in trouble. Still better than the most you're I think that was 15, so we'll just call this 16. I think Pyro, Master Key. Alright, send it. Sweet 16 is the run? It is most certainly not. When I can't consistently get gargoyles or Havel down, there's no way that 16 is going to be the run. Step 1, genetically modify turkeys to have breast milk. Step 2, scream in the horror at the monstrosity created. Step 3, profit. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a market out there somewhere that would appreciate turkey milk. I don't know where. Want to start phasing out soda out of my diet, but I can't find an alternative that I like around the same amount, you know? Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where I know myself, I don't specifically need soda, but if I have soda available to me, it's like I personally can't help myself. Like, granted, I'm not at the point where I used to be, where it's like I would literally drink soda, you know, pretty much all day and like drink like 5+ cans. Depending on the day, how thirsty I was and all that. But like, I'm at the point where it's like, if I have soda in the house, I'm at least having a can of soda a day, whether it's like one with lunch, one with dinner. So I know myself well enough that I try not to give myself the temptation. Chocolate milk would be an amazing alternative, but half gallon is, yeah, that's definitely not cost effective. Me personally, I'm glad that I've found the love for water. Like, there's just something very nice and refreshing about a nice, just cold cup of water. That being said, if you do want something that's probably going to be closer to cost efficient, your best bet would be trying to find something to flavor water and find a flavor that you like. I know things like liquid IV are generally a good option. I know, I don't know if there's still an actual brand or not, but a brand called Mio. They're like the little bottles of water flavoring. Those were really good. For a long time, me and my partner, we used Circle a good bit, but definitely the problem with Circle is I feel like they do a bait and switch on you, where like the first order that you do, they give you a good amount of like flavoring, and they last a decent amount of time. After that, they're like, okay, we know that we got them into the system. We don't, when we send them refills, we don't have to make sure we send them the good ones. Because definitely when we first got Circle, I feel like each of like the little like flavor cartridges, those lasted a long time. Like I could probably go like couple weeks to a month plus with one cartridge. Now like 2 weeks at best, which is like, it's like, yeah, it's kind of nice, it's convenient and all that, but and it's like when you know it's like it's not going to be lasting as long as it used to, it almost feels like a bit of a scam. But I gotta learn. Yeah. Go get you your chocolate milk. Quit talking to me. It's like you got some important business to handle. Yeah. I always forget running up here at times. I mean, granted, it's only a couple fire bombs, but I'd rather grab them now instead of forgetting them later, because we're gonna need fire bombs to attempt to do the chaos bed skip. The issue is I've never done the chaos bed skip, and I would literally, like, if we managed to make it that far, I would have to pull up a video mid run. Because let's be real, there's no realistic way that I'm doing chaos bed legit for a no death. And the closest I will get to doing it legit is dropping down, running up, destroying one side, quitting out the game, reloading the game, and then running up to the other side. Okay, would you quit throwing firebombs at me? Because they normally they don't have this good of aim. Okay, I was not expecting you to jump at me like that. So in Norway we have something called saft, which is a kind of life juice concentrate, but not. Okay, you just mix it with water and drink it. Usually a 9-to-1 ratio. I don't know how much different it is from sodas, but I mix it with carbonated water from SodaStream or whatever it's called. Makes for interesting flavored soda. Interesting. That's something that Kate and I were going to be looking into probably in the near-ish future, getting a soda stream so we can have carbonated water, and then getting in different syrups so we can just make our own sodas. Kind of like, but oh, okay. Kind of like juice. Got it. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, life juice? Okay, I'm gonna assume that it just means like some like extra energy juice. But yeah, kind of like juice makes a little bit more sense. That's, on one hand, it's kind of nice that we have like essentially this first general part down pretty well. On the other hand, it sucks that every time that we have to do this because it's essentially just 20 minutes. Wouldn't mind some life juice, I think. Right. It's like I could go for a nice cup of life juice right now. It just sounds refreshing. Whoa, 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 sir. Okay, never had that happen before. Usually it's only the two. In all honesty, if I ever take the time to buy Dark Souls Remastered on Steam, just so I can download a couple mods so I can actually have save states, there's a fair chance that if for whatever reason, if we haven't done a no death, I will get up to the point where I can get the Black Knight sword and just be like, okay, save myself 20 minutes, create a permanent save state, and that's just where we pick up every single time I need to restart a run. Because honestly, if I could just have an extra save at this, make multiple saves, like per a character, I feel like we'd be able to like get so many more actual runs in. Because having to do this whole rigmarole every single time is kind of annoying. But just like how I don't use like rare candies in my Soul Link Shuffler, going through this run every single time is a part of the challenge. It's like, it's not fun, it's not necessarily entertaining, kind of mind-numbing, but it's a part of the challenge, and I feel like you kind of take away from the challenge itself if you essentially skip it. That being said, I also feel like if I could at least, you know, use mods, I would, at this point, I would probably like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to see if I can get the Black Knight's sword to drop. But if it doesn't drop, I'm just gonna, you know, spawn it in. Because at that point, that's just random RNG. Like, that's not skill or anything. Like, then, it's like, I feel like I would be generally more comfortable if I were to have the Black Knight sword, because again, that's the one that I'm the most familiar with. Plus, I think it just does that like right amount of like a damage jump, like early on, to make the front half of things a little easier, and it scales very well. Oh, you know what okay. One thing I could have done that probably would have helped out, but honestly not nearly as much. I should have two-handed the Uchikatana when we fought the gargoyles, because it's not like I need the shield for that fight. That's on me. We definitely missed out on a little bit of damage. Not enough to arguably make a difference, but maybe we could have stunned him a little bit faster, so that way we could have actually, you know, survived. They're always experimenting with new flavors of Saft. This year they released chocolate banana candy. I'm not sure if I don't know if I'd want that. Haven't tried it carbonated yet, but it actually tastes like drinking those chocolate-covered banana candy. Interesting. I like chocolate. I like banana to a degree. The biggest issue when it comes to banana, it's such an overpowering flavor that it generally overtakes. So you have to like use it very sparingly, to say the least. Alright, so it's 14, and then we put that to 15. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Just do these couple of extra swings. Not that we're really getting all that much from it, but every little bit adds up. If we do the every little bit adds up enough times, that could very well add up to a early on level. Alright, you guys come down. Have you ever had an actual chocolate covered banana? No. The like chocolate banana candies that you're talking about? Yes. If we're thinking of the same thing, yes, I've had those. Honestly, rude, sir. Free firebomb, baby. Let's go. Hop down. I wish there was a way that I could like manipulate the RNG so that the Black Knight sword had a greater chance at dropping. The only way I technically know how to give us a better chance is to just have as much humanity as possible, but I've had 7 humanity going into that fight so many different times. I don't think it's ever actually helped. Yellow banana flavored, foam covered in chocolate, shaped like tiny banana. Foam covered. That's that. Okay, maybe I haven't had those. Because maybe I'm thinking of something else. Because I'm thinking of like little like hard candies that look like bananas. Ayo, Enrique. I can never get that backstab. But day's going good? Hell yeah. Love to hear that, Enrique. Love to hear that. Good news is this Black Knight isn't hard to deal with. It takes a little bit because we're just at the beginning of the game. Yeah, hell yeah. You don't want to do your little 3-piece? Or was that your delayed? No, not hard cane? Yeah. Still only a Dynamite chunk. This game does not want to give me the weapon I want. Like, I'm sure we could do it with the Uchi, but it's not going to be nearly as fun. Oh, what? What we owing? Do I play Roblox? Nah. Never touched it, never gonna. One, I personally feel like I'm too old to be playing Roblox, and two, the people who run Roblox are just predatory monsters that take advantage of kids, and I just can't support that. Ooh, $2 Titanite shards out the rip. Okay. I'm sure it's fun. It's like because I know there's like a bunch of different games. I know I've had a couple people tell me like there's a couple fun Pokemon games in there, and that's probably like one of the quickest ways for me to try and check out something. But yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna. I'm not gonna support Roblox. Yeah, David Bazooka, the CEO, he's terrible. Yeah. Absolutely terrible. Like, if I got into Roblox before finding out just how, scummy the whole business practice was, then yeah, sure, I'd probably still play, just not out. Just probably not nearly as much. Kind of like how I have essentially stopped playing a lot of Blizzard games, or at the very least, I've stopped giving Blizzard my money. I still play Hearthstone, but I don't spend any money from that. Predatory? Oh, financially predatory? Yeah. So the biggest thing that like irks me when it comes to Roblox is the fact that their whole ecosystem is essentially based on keeping all the money inside of Roblox, where they're like, oh hey yeah, it's like you can take the time code code games have people pay for the games using Robux or whatever the heck they call their currency. And it's like, but it takes like an insane amount of like an actual payout to actually get real money out of it. And it's like arguably like the entire ecosystem's based off of kids making the game, so they're essentially using child labor. And not to mention the fact, oh god, what was the one creator's name who was literally on Roblox catching predators and turning them into the authorities, and Roblox is like, okay, your account's banned. Because, you know, nothing says like you're trying to protect kids like banning somebody who is literally on your site is like turning in pedophiles to the authorities. So yeah, schlep, yeah, that's it. I'm very bad with creators' names that I don't follow. Who's that? Oh, the Taurus Demon? That is the first official boss of Dark Souls. Though, I mean, I guess you could consider the Asylum Demon the first boss, but I would say arguably that's more of like the tutorial boss. Like, the Taurus Demon is the proper first boss. Probably should be saving the humanity, but it might give us a better chance at getting the halberd, which wouldn't be bad to get, even though it's not necessarily what I want, but it might be better for the run. We can learn how to use the halberd on the run. It'll be fine. Free schlep, yeah. What's the hardest boss I've beaten? I would say the hardest boss that I have beaten without any summons or anything like that would be the Elden Ring's DLC final boss, the Consort of Radon. It's like if you talk to anybody who plays Souls games and they've done that fight, they would probably agree that that fight is probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest. I would say it's one of the hardest. I personally find Melania to be harder, and I needed to summon to get that one done, mostly because I just did not feel like grinding that fight out anymore. Okay, how are you still alive, sir? Get back here. No, don't drink your juice. Rude. Is that a dragon? No, neither of them are dragons. Though there are... Oh, you meant on the bridge? Yeah, that's a dragon. Fun fact about that dragon is, back in the day, you used to be able to cheese the dragon and kill it with one arrow. But they patched that out, which makes me sad, because that would have been a great source of souls early on. Try to kill it. If this was just a regular run, I'd be all for it, just for the shenanigans. But because I'm trying to no-death this, and it's already hard enough for me to try and no-death. Ow. Bad piggy. I don't feel like you should have aggroed. What's that from, Godot? Because I don't think I've ever heard that one. But yeah, any other time, I'd be down for it. I'd be down for it. Mostly because I've never actually taken the time to try and fight that dragon legit. Mostly because I can never seem to get it to actually come down so I can hit it. It always just seems to breathe fire down the bridge. If I could find out how to, like, consistently bait it down, yeah. Oh, that's from ASDF movie. Okay, okay. I was gonna say, now that you say it, yeah, it definitely sounds like it. Alluring skull. Go, piggy. Go for it. Good, piggy. You think you can do it next stream? Probably not. I can tell you right now, like, I'm okay at Souls games. I would even say that I'm probably above average when it comes to Souls games. But doing a no death is a completely different beast, and it is going to... It's probably going to take me a good handful of tries to actually get this done. Actually, you know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll do you a favor. If we die, which pretty likely, not gonna lie, if/when we die, because, like, I will come back here and we can try and kill the dragon. I feel like that'd be fun. Roasted pork, right? Never gonna say no to a good roasted pork. But yeah, I don't... Even if we could find a good way to kill the dragon, I don't know how much it'd be worth trying to fit it into this run, because I don't think it's going to be worth a lot of souls. Like, if it ended up being worth a good chunk of souls, yeah, maybe I'd give it a try to, like, just add it in, because you can never have too many souls, to say the least. No juice. Oh, I forgot to have bacon blurb? Bacon.
I smell bacon. Does anyone else smell bacon?
Wayne's World? Is that Wayne's World? I feel like it's Wayne's World. Yep, nice. Speaking of Wayne's World, did anybody else see that, that apparently, Michael Myers is going to be reprising his role as Austin Powers in a new movie? I'm incredibly stoked for it. You know, I'm not even gonna bother opening the gate. It's not even worth it. Not even worth the chat. Alright, let's see if we can get a couple of free Titanite shards. Save us 800 souls a pop. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I stabbed a second too soon. I feel like I have heard that, but never actually seen an Austin. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think recently they did an Austin Powers themed for, right? Is it T-Mobile commercial? One of the cell phone companies. And after that, reports started coming out about Austin Powers 4 being in the works. No Titanite charts. They're being real stingy. Oh, longsword. That's not what I wanted. Alright, I only have one heal, but this guy's usually pretty chill. No, only I get to drink juice. Like, who told all these NPCs they get to drink juice? That's my job. Alright, you. Come down here, give me a Titanite shard. Hope you're talking about Mike Myers. Ah, shit. Ooh, I got lucky there. I thought he dropped his guard. That's why I went for the backstab. Mike Myers and not the Michael Myers from Hell. Yes, I'm talking about Funny Man. Still does not want to give me Titanite shards. This is getting real annoying. I will say, out of all of the like different horror movie series, Halloween is probably my favorite. But yeah, I'd much rather watch a Mike Myers film than a Michael Myers. Michael Myers, Austin Powers would be interesting. You're not wrong. Alright, reinforced Estes. What the fuck did I walk into? We were talking about how Mike Myers is going to be in a brand new Austin Powers movie here soon. Or at least the Austin Powers 4 movie is in the works. And then as you know, everyone normally does. Once you mention Mike Myers, someone says Michael Myers, and they're like, oh, Halloween, and yeah. It's like conversation went exactly as one would expect. But for me, I feel like it'll just be especially nice to see Mike Myers acting again, because he arguably has not acted in a hot minute. Like, I know not horribly long ago they brought the Gong Show back for, I want to say, like 2 seasons or something like that, where he was the host, but it wasn't like Mike Myers the host, it was him acting as whoever, you know, the host was. I can't remember what the host's name was, the character that he was specifically playing, but I think that's like the most recent acting kind of gig he's done. Oh, actually thinking about it, because what, technically I'm assuming he reprised his role as Shrek, right? And Shrek 5 is about to come out. Though arguably, voice acting doesn't he's great at voice acting. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the same as him, like actually acting. You actually said Michael Myers the first time? Okay, fair enough. Which I guess is as in the moment as yeah. Exactly. Okay, seriously. Does nobody want to give me some free Titanite shards? Like, this is going to be so expensive for us. I don't think we've had a single one drop. Nice. I also brought 4. What do you mean? Even if you're willing to dox yourself in stream, there's no way to do that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you can ship me any food or drink in a reasonable amount of time, unless it was like a dried good. No, don't stab me. I'm the only one here that should be doing the stabbing. I mean, I'm sure dried chocolate milk is good. I mean, yeah, probably for a little bit. Finally, a Titanite chart. That saves us 800, chat. Canned chocolate milk. I mean, at that point, isn't that just a Yoo-hoo? Which at that point, is like, if we want to be super tactical, Yoo-hoo is a chocolate drink. It's not actually chocolate milk. Because there's no dairy in Yoo-hoos. Which is one of those drinks that I never actually had growing up. My household was not a Yoo-hoo household, to say the least. Alright, do I have anything to pop? Okay, I got a soul to pop. Alright. Now we get to play the game of, oh lord, how many Titanite shards do I need to buy? Because I just know the last 2 are where it gets a little... Okay, so I need 4 for 3, or 2 for 3, 2 for 4. So I need 7, because I need 3 for 5. Oh, so many souls. So many souls.
Don't get yourself
Yep. Yep, no getting myself killed. That was such a nice, simple little Yoo-hoo. My addiction to chocolate milk is funny because I historically have never liked milk. Really? Huh. That is rather strange. Not caring for milk, but loving chocolate milk. Also, hold on. Hold on, before I forget. Kindle the flame. I want to make sure I can have 10 Estus. Need to have the 10 est. Alright, almost like chocolate is fucking delicious. Almost. Pro tip, seeing as how you are not a milk fan, the best milk to make chocolate milk with is 2%. Just throwing it out there. If you ever get your Nestle Quick or like some Hershey syrup, 2%. doubly fun fact, the percentages of milk, they're stupid. Because you know how it goes 1%, 2% whole? Whole percent is quite literally just 3%. Why we call it anything different, I don't know. Doesn't make a lick of sense to me. But yeah, that's how milk works. Okay, that one's a Titanite chunk. Okay, so we still only have 2 of the large Titanite shards. So that still means, provided that we don't get the halberd, that we need to go to the underground for the large ember. Should have called it 69%. Only if it's that way because of how it's processed and what they take out of it. Yeah, exactly. It's weird that you go 1-2 whole even though the whole is just like a singular percent more. It makes literally no difference. How's it going, cool? Welcome on in. Hope you're having a solid Monday. We got 0.5% milk, which is like drinking milk-flavored water. Now that sounds about right. I always had that too. Which is one of the reasons why I'm always so confused about like the right wing being all like, "Give us our whole milk back." Guys, it's literally a 1% difference. It's not that big of a deal. Ooh, got the halberd. Okay. Alright, so that means we now need to change up our plan on how we divvy up our stats. That being said, though, I'm pretty certain if I remember correctly, if I can run what I have right now all the way up through Sif, I should have enough stats to be able to wield the halberd after Sif. Just need to lock in. Bro got off work, gonna play Dark Souls 3, saw you're playing this and was like, sweet, it's in the cosmos. Hell yeah. Dark Souls 3 is such a good game. I've only ever played through it twice, once by myself and once literally like right after the support for Seamless Co-op came out. And me and my buddy did a playthrough of Seamless with Seamless Co-op, and that was a lot of fun. I think people actually think whole milk is literally how much milk they're getting, right? Oh, okay. You know what? Another dumb fact that people might enjoy that makes you go, what? You know how when you hear weather reports and they're like, okay, there's this much % chance of rain? It isn't actually the actual percentage chance of it raining in your area. It's actually the, like, percentage of your area that has a 50% chance of rain. Why they do it that way, I don't know. Doesn't make a lick of sense to me. So that's why when you hear like, oh, there's like a 25% chance of rain and it just never rains, that's why, because you're in that portion of area that doesn't have that 50% chance of rain. Just stay the fuck away from raw milk and let's... Yeah, no. Raw milk's bad for you, folks. Raw milk is bad for you. Don't drink raw milk. No matter what anybody says, raw milk is bad. There's a reason why we pasteurize it. It's like just... Yeah. Oh no, I just missed playing, figured to get back. Hell yeah. Oh god, Apple's right here. He was waiting for his chat. He's never been right at the door before. It's probably easier to get it closer to yeah, it's gonna rain as opposed to yeah, exactly. Alright, Havel fight starting off good already. Ooh, I did not think it was going to give me the backstab there. I thought I was about to get punished. Don't follow me. Oh, well that's interesting. I did not know that he could get stuck there. Oh, okay.
It's gonna rain.
I thought he was gonna... okay. I hate how he can snap on you like that. Okay, let's try and kill the red dragon. I promised. It's not gonna go well, I can tell you that right now. But I promised. I promised. Got the halberd off there. Yeah. I've never like actually used the halberd before. I just know it's considered like the best weapon. So I'm never excited when I get it. I'd rather have the Black Knight sword, personally. Kill the dragon for the emperor. For the emperor. Yeah, so... okay, that didn't go nearly as smoothly as I would have hoped, but that's fine. Nope. Enrique, if you're listening, we're gonna go try and kill the dragon. And by try and go kill the dragon, I mean... we're gonna come down and we're gonna see if I can figure out how to bait it to come down, because I can never seem to get it to actually bait it to come down. Agreed. Totally. DS2 is my... yeah, DS... like, I would definitely say I have, I don't even want to say I have a love-hate relationship with DS2. I just genuinely don't care for it. It's not a bad game. It's just, I find it to be the weakest of the series. Come on, come down. Do I need to, like, run up to get you to come down? No, I definitely have a love-hate relationship with DS1. DS1 was my first one, and the furthest I ever made it before, like, actually, like, getting into Souls games and, like, actively enjoying them. Can you come down? Actually, let me rest off here, so if we die, I can just quickly come back. The first I ever made it was, I got to the point where you had to do, like, the Nito, Seath, and Chaos bed fights, and I couldn't get those ones down. But then, like, years later, I finally came back after I got a little bit more patience in me, understood the games a little bit more, and then from there, I locked in. First half of the game is peak Souls. Second half of the game makes Elden Ring look like DS3. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of Souls games for whatever reason. They do one half of the game really well, and the other half kind of just falls apart. Yeah, it was rough, but it made me... okay. Just let me through. God, why does it take you so long to stand up? Okay, cool. We made it through there, so there's that. Yeah, game's a mess, story's blah, nothing remarkable. It's like if you hang out here long enough, you know, mine and Doctor's general takes on Elden Ring. My biggest thing when it comes to Elden Ring is the fact that it suffers from being open world. It's too big, there's too much to explore, there's too much to do, and not enough variety in it, because it all ends up just being... Oh, dragon not here? Does the dragon leave when we get there, or does it just respawn in? Right, hold on. Okay, will you come down? Will you show up now? Dragon. Hello? Does the dragon really just disappear if you make that run through? Or do I have to run all the way back to the beginning to get it to spawn again? Hello? Dragon? ¿Dónde está? Okay, I guess the dragon just snopes out of there. I did not know that. That's disappointing. Alright. Well, we try again. If I can find someone else who doesn't like Elden Ring, I've been saying the bad Souls game. I will say this when it comes down to it. It falls under the same, I guess, premise that I have for Pokemon games, and that there is no such thing as a bad Pokemon game, as there's no such thing as a bad Soulsborne game. There are just weaker ones throughout the series, right? And I would say, yes, Elden Ring, in my opinion, is on the lower end of the enjoyment scale. But just because it is at the lower end of the enjoyment scale compared to the others, it is by no means a bad Souls game. Preach one done, happy. It's like after the time waited. Okay. Probably would have been less disappointed in it if it didn't follow up by their only game with 0 bad bosses. I mean, it's one of those things, like, it's literally followed up by a game that's literally meant to be nothing but a boss rush game. So of course they are going to specifically choose the best bosses available, and then on top of that, I mean, Elden Ring following up. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now. I would even say then, like, because, like, Sekiro's my personal favorite when it comes to the Soulsborne games. Like, they're similar enough to be, like, considered, like, in the same overarching category, but they are very different games. And to compare the two of them is kind of unfair. Oh, sir, I'm gonna just slow down. I've apparently moved way too fast for you. Problem with Elden Ring, proved FromSoft can make a flawless boss roster. They have both quality and quantity. Secure. Yeah, okay. I mean, you also got to remember when Sekiro was made versus, like, what the like the overarching gaming culture has turned into when it comes to development. Like you can see this with a lot of games in general. It's all about the corporations over promising and under delivering just to, you know, get shareholders in, make sure that, you know, they're happy instead of, you know, making sure that they're making good games. Shoot, just look at Armor Core 6 boss roster isn't. Funny enough, I've never actually played any of the Armor Core series. And my one buddy who I knew was excited for it, I don't think he ever actually finished it. It never grabbed him. And I know he was stoked about it. Haven't finished AC6, really gotta do that. Like overall, like I'm a sucker for mechs, so it kind of surprises me that it surprised me that I haven't gone into it, because arguably like I feel like I should have, but you know, just one of those games that kind of flew under the radar for me. And sure, not all of Sekiro's bosses are great, but Sekiro's worst boss is leagues above the worst bosses in other. Oh yeah, no, like you're absolutely right about that. And I feel like it's one of those things where they, with the time that they were able to put into the bosses and the fact that they limited themselves to, you know, a finite area instead of like, oh hey, we're gonna create an entire freaking world with an expansive map that we have to try and figure out how to fill. Like, if you took all of Elden Ring and condensed it down to a more manageable map, I feel like a lot of complaints about Elden Ring would generally disappear. But I can also understand why everybody really enjoys Elden Ring, how people can enjoy the open world. I just, at least for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people who tend to put Elden Ring a little bit lower, it's too much. It's too much for what Souls games are. Okay. Get out of here. Skeletons usually don't follow us up that far. Okay, got lucky there. Jesus. Or make it much more linear. I mean, at that point, that takes away the open world portion of it. Again, that being the general issue is, it's like open world being the issue. They gave themselves too much to work with, and it suffers from it through a combination of just too much to do, too much space to fill, and not enough there to fill it. So you get stuck with repeats. Kind of obligated. I mean, fair. Like, arguably, it's like until FromSoft makes a game, they go, oh hey, by the way, we used a bunch of AI to make this game. If FromSoft puts out any Souls-like game, I'm gonna play it. The Armor Core series definitely looks interesting, but especially for me to like just jump in and try it out at this point, I'd probably have to wait for a sale. Though again, the premise, very cool. Big sucker from X. Yep, Souls is my number 2 series of all time. Okay, okay, yeah. It's like, I mean, I don't even know where I would actually put Souls at in my overall series. It would probably have to be number 2 as well. Because let's be real, no one's taking Pokemon's spot. Pokemon's the best. Not necessarily make you unable to leave Limgrave until you beat, or are going to enable to leave. Again, at that point, that essentially just takes away from it being open world. That just... At that point, it's just like, oh, hey, here's, you know, different maps to explore. Yeah, looter shooters, okay, no BL Borderlands, TFD and WF are, oh, WF is probably Warframe, right? Then, what in the world's TFD? Why does that one not sound familiar? Didn't play 3, but heard it was Bun's hated story. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if I technically have played an Armored Core game, because there's been a bunch of mech games that I've played with friends, and I just, you know, never owned them myself, so... First Descent, okay, gotcha. Yeah, the First Descent's kind of just been kind of whatever to me. Generally unimpressed with their use of AI, so just kind of like from the rip, I'm just like, nah, don't really care to even give them a chance. Weird Pokemon's number 3. Then what's number 1? Monster Hunter, right, duh. Annihilate, go burn. Yeah, gotta love the Pokemans. Gotta love the Pokemans. Alright, and then my follow-up on, that was following up. Okay. No, read the whole Limgrave Souls series. No, believe it or not, you can have both linear and open world. Nah. I think the whole point of open world is the fact that you get to explore the open world and you get to make that decision. If you limit the open world, it doesn't become open world until you've opened it up, and then at that point, can you really call that an open world? Yep, enjoyed. Alright. Okay, is that not even in my thing? Because that doesn't even... Much more linear. It's like... Borderlands 1, 2... Fuck, 3? I don't... I've never played the 4th one, but I don't feel like 3 was as bad as people give it hate for. Like, is it better than 2? No, but like... Did I still enjoy my time with it? Hell yeah. I was looking too. I mean, yeah, chat's been zooming. A linear open world is Metroidvania. That's probably the best way to put it, Kadak. That's probably the best way. That's fine. Monster Hunter has never been for everyone. It's like, and will never be for. Yeah, it's like if you stay here long enough, I'm sure you'll hear me talk about Monster Hunter and it being a game, one of the handful of games where I go, looks fun to watch, but for me to play it, nah, it doesn't hit. Like, I'll watch somebody play Monster Hunter, I'll watch someone play Dead by Daylight. Won't actually play them myself because they're just, whatever. They just don't move me. They don't interest me. The game loop does not appeal. Does Mega Man 4 count as a Metroidvania? I've never actually played. Actually, no, I probably have played Mega Man 4 because I know for the GameCube I had there's the special like anniversary edition of Mega Man where it literally had the first 10 games. Never ended up really playing a lot of them. It's like as a kid, the Mega Man games were a little bit too hard. I could probably go back and play through the Mega Man games now. So I know that I actually do stream. There's like actually stream. Yeah, there's like earlier today, Doctor was playing through Elden Ring for a little bit, and then just before I started stream, they were also playing some Final Fantasy 14, right? Other than that, they also play a good bit of Pokemon. Though I haven't seen you play Pokemon in a minute. When are you gonna play more Pokemon?
Thank you kindly.
Mega Man is another great example of a series not for everyone. Looks so much fun, but it's not. No, it is not. Like, not only do you have to be good at platformers, you have to be, well, not shooters, but you gotta be good at like that mentality. Like, it literally takes Mario and turns it up a notch, to say the very least. Yeah, 4 is different. It's like, need to actually finish playthrough. Yeah, it's like, exactly. You need to actually finish some playthroughs. Get on it. Okay, everybody dead? Good. Yeah, Mega Man's a mess. If you think it's casual, yeah, no. No. Like your basic, like side-scrolling Mario games, yeah, anybody can pick those up. A lot of the Sonic games, yeah, generally anybody could arguably pick those up. Maybe not get through the entire thing, but they could pick them up and play a good bit. Mega Man's on a whole different level. Also, yeah, the fact that Mega Man has a whole rock, paper, scissors mechanic to it, and is like knowing like, okay, this first boss is the best one to actually is the best one to go for, because then you can essentially do a whole loop of bosses with ease. Like that's definitely a whole thing. Why do you think I'm focusing on Elden Ring? I mean, fair enough. Spent years trying to find an original copy of Mega Man 4, and we're beating it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Mega Man 2 is a casual sit down for me. Okay. Alright, let's reverse some hollowing. I know I can handle Mega Man, for fuck's sakes. I've beaten all of the A side and B sides, as well as most of the C sides without assist mode in Celeste. That's one game that I need to go back through and and actually like play to completion is Celeste. I only played a bit of it, but the bit I did play, very fun, very enjoyable. Let's. You're only 2 smacks. But you start off knowing nothing, and if you're a casual, it's pick and choose who looks cool, and yeah. Especially with some of the bosses just being absolutely brutal. It's like, oh, thank you for letting me choose like a super hard boss out the rip game. Not really dropping anything, that's fine. I can tell you right now, the seasides are way harder than any level in a Mega Man game. Yeah, Celeste is one of those ones where, like, by the end of it, if you're probably not a better platformer in general, you're probably done something wrong. I know Wily's Castle in 2 and 4 are, well... You clearly haven't seen Seaside. I will also say I don't think I've ever seen anything of Celeste past like just the base game. So I have no frame of reference of what B or C side of things are. Speedrun Mario Bros 1 and 2, you can claim the world record. That just sounds awful. I feel like Super Mario Bros. 1 is at the point where it's pretty well optimized to the point where, like, it's gonna take, like, an absolutely miracle run, some magical, like, tech that somehow nobody has figured out yet, or, like, just, we need to get to the point where, like, we can augment human bodies to the point where, was like humans can essentially do, oh, what is it? Oh, what's the special term for the computer assisted speedruns? Is it literally just CAS or something like that? Celeste is one of those fantastic games I'll never. That's Taz. That's it. I knew it was something along those lines of that. But yeah, like, it's like unless. Because as far as I know, I'm pretty certain that Super Mario Bros. Is optimized to that point. That it's going to take like an insane, like, god tier, absolutely perfect run, or, like I said, some tech that somehow wasn't discovered through Taz, or humans being able to actually just like augment themselves to be able to perform Taz. Which, yeah. Never speedrun anything seriously. The only thing I've done is maybe Ocarina of Time and Sons of Liberty. Okay. I myself, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I have only seriously ever sped run Mario Kart 64, and last I checked, I was tied for top 100 in the world. I wanted to get higher, but at the time I was doing it, I was still using my OG N64 controllers, and those things were a little rough, to say the least. And it took me a while to actually get new ones. And by the time the new ones, I finally got new ones, I was several games away from Mario Kart. So I just haven't taken the time to hop back in and start practicing. But I literally got to the point where it gets to the point where you literally have to do with legal skips, which is very confusing to me as to why it's allowed in the no skips category. Like, I'm wondering if it's because, like, it's such a small distance that you're technically skipping or what, but, like, the fact that you're allowed to essentially... Seriously, no Black Knight Sword. Why does this game hate me, chat? But, in Yoshi's Valley, there is a bit of track where you can hop from one bit to another and literally cut out, like, I think a corner and a half, essentially. And then you're also, like, allowed to, at the very end of that track, literally just cut through the grass to get the final lap finished, because it's quicker to cut across the grass than it is to actually drive through the finish line. Which, it's like, how does that not count as a skip? Because at that point, it's like, you might as well let me also just do the Rainbow Road skip and save myself the time. Like, why does one count as a skip but the other doesn't? But current speedrun record for Super Mario Brothers 1, 4 minutes, 54 seconds, 365 milliseconds. Yeah, the odds of anyone getting much lower than that, probably slim to none, right? Like, and if someone does pull that off, that is probably going to be more so... Ow. That's probably going to be more so... God, why did it take him so long to get up? That's like the second time we've ever died to Taurus Demon, and it's... That one there is just because, like, oh, hey, you're getting up, and you're getting up, and you're getting up, and he's already mid-swing, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't understand why he's been, like, full-on body blocking us after our plunge attack recently, because I feel like when we first started this, he was not body blocking us that much. Alright, I believe this is 18. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Doesn't really matter. Oh, not Wanderer. Give me the pyro. Warpless, 18 minutes, 49 seconds. I feel like Warpless would probably be mildly more reasonable to try and beat. I would imagine that one has more little imperfections that someone could technically improve on. So I know whatever they do for the next major game from Sauce, please, for the love of God, never make a major bosses tied to character questline again. Only thing I can think of is What's-Her-Face and Godric, but who are you referring to? Is that who I'm thinking of? Here. The warp allowed record was set only 20 days. Really? I was gonna say, what's the one before it? Because is it by milliseconds? Also, I almost feel like the internet is like should have been exploding if that record was literally beaten 20 days ago. How on earth are you getting the Uchi so fast kicking? No, the fight itself against the undead merchants actually just really straightforward. I buy my arrows from him. I literally swing at him until I run out of stamina. Then I get behind him, one backstab, and then he gets up, and then I think one more smack or one heavy smack after that, and he did. 4 sacks and Astel both are tied. Really? Oh yeah, top 8 are milliseconds with, yeah. Okay, both of you doing your wild swing move? Rude. But yeah, I would have actually top 9 because 2 are tied. That, yeah. I would have to imagine that the odds of someone getting something faster, it's like one of those like 1 in a million chances of hitting a perfect or damn near perfect run. Like, is it possible? Yeah, probably. Do I personally think it's going to happen again anytime soon? I'd be genuinely surprised. Ryan's questline is easy to break. It's also confusing, like, where's Waldo except Waldo's hay, and yeah. I, like, when I first did my playthrough, I wanted to do the Ronnie questline, and I had to look up how to do it. And then I subsequently had to break the questline because I think in my first playthrough I needed desperate help to get past Horaloo, and the only 2 summons that you can get for Horaloo is, one, you have to make sure that you're actually doing the quest line throughout the story, or else she never shows up, which I didn't know there was more quest line for her, because by the time she was supposed to show up in the one swamp area, I already went through there and cleared it out, so I was never gonna find her there. And the other is you literally have to pretty much take the whole Frenzy questline all the way to the point where you're locked into the Frenzy ending, which on one hand, cool, you get a trophy specifically for doing the Frenzy ending. On the other hand, I'm annoyed because I wanted to do the Ronnie ending, which why there isn't a achievement for all the different endings. It doesn't make any sense to me. Figured out Ronnie's questline. Yeah, I don't have the patience to go through and search every little bit, let alone pay attention to every bit of lore that they casually drop through dialogue, and then even more lore through the fact of, like, you pick up an item and it's like, oh hey, by the way, you need to read the description of every single item to actually get the majority of the lore from the universe. I'm like, no. This game isn't about learning lore. This game is about bonking things. You can remove the frenzy thing? I mean, that doesn't surprise me that there's a way to do that, but yeah, I was literally at the end game. There was no ending it at that point. Yeah, there are a few things you have to do in order to finish the second half of the quest line. When she comes back at the towers, if you don't do certain bosses in a wrong order or not finish the right NPC quest line, you're screwed. Then there's only, oops, fix the button. And yeah. If they tie major bosses to character quest lines, please either make them a throwaway. Yeah, my biggest issue is, like, especially, like, for, like, when it comes to the quest lines that they give, that in the Souls games, they don't do it in a way where you can easily refer back to, of like, oh, hey, this is what I need to do for this quest line, so you know, like, okay, I need to keep an eye out for X, Y, Z. Like, if they actually had, like, a quest log, okay, things like that, not a big deal. It's like, you just go, okay, what do I need to do for this? Is like, can I have a little reminder, be like, oh, hey, by the way, after you do this thing, make sure to go talk to this person. But I mean, that's been Souls games, like, from the get-go. Yeah, I tried so hard not to mess up, but one MP, yeah. That's why, at least I myself, I tend not to worry about quest lines or anything like that in my first playthrough of these games. I kind of just vibe it out, and whatever happens, happens. I will also say, like, for the longest time, I didn't play any of the DLCs for the Souls games, because it's like, more often than not, by the time you get to the, at least for me, whenever I would get to the end of a Souls game, I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I've gotten everything that I need. I don't really need to play anymore. Ever since I've gotten, you know, better at them, it's like I'm now much more resilient to the constant beating down of one's soul when it comes to playing Souls games, that I'm more willing to do DLCs. That being said, yeah, I'm probably never gonna do Dark Souls 2 DLCs ever again. If I ever do another playthrough of DS2, I'm never gonna touch the DLCs. The DLCs literally just reminded me why I don't care for Dark Souls 2. It's almost like DS2 would have been improved if they removed the DLCs. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it, like, if you have a sum total of something, you take away the negatives, that total will go up. But the way to remove the frenzy thing requires you to complete another character's questline and the beat Millennium. Yeah, there's no way that was happening. There's zero way that was happening. And I think I know exactly what questline you're talking about. I know of it, never done it, never will, realistically. Shame too, because the Iron King DLC has two of the best bosses. Meh. I just generally remember not enjoying any bit of my time in the DLCs. I don't think I've ever have been able to knock him off the ledge. Did he die? I mean, I don't see his body. Eh. Well, if I'm down 20 souls, I don't think I'll technically notice. It's like, don't get me started on that damn Elden Beast. Listen to you, Blue Chili Fisco. Yeah. I will say, ever since they added in the ability to use Torrent in the Elden Beast fight, the Elden Beast fight is significantly better. Still not a great fight by any stretch, but it's at least not as annoying. Like, the fact that they didn't have Torrent as an option from the beginning makes me wonder what their thought process was, and if they just, like, ran out of time before they went, you know what, yeah, we need to, you know, push the code to be like, hey, you can summon Torrent here. And they're like, oh, hey, we released this. Maybe this was a mistake. Oopsies. Radagon was fun. Raid boss. Yeah, Radagon himself was a fun fight. And the only reason why I ended up cheesing his fight when I did my first playthrough of Elden Ring was because Elden Beast was just so annoying to deal with that I wanted to go into the Elden Beast fight with full heals. Come on, try and poke me. Poke me, bastard. Yeah, if they gave him like a different, like, if they gave him his own like second phase, where like instead of just being a busted up statue, he became whole. Been plagued by yeah, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. But if they gave Radagon a second phase where like either I was gonna say phase 2 you fight America, like Radagon like transforms into America, that would be cool. Because they talk about how Radagon and America are literally just the same person. So it would make sense for Radagon to transform into her.
Thank you kindly.
Now America was sick that reveal. Yeah, right?
I'll teach you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia!
Yeah, Radagon's moveset is so cool. It's so fucking unique considering how many humanoid bosses face. Yeah. Like, even in my first playthrough, it was like, when I was like at the point of playing through Elden Ring that I was just tired of the game and I wanted it to be finished. Like, I enjoyed the Radagon fight. I got that fight down okay. I didn't get to the point where I could get through it without needing to heal consistently, but like there's definitely were like 1 or 2 times that I was able to. But trying to do that and is like as well as take on the Elden Beast right afterwards, just, no. It was not fun. Legit, if it was just Radagon, that'd probably be the best boss. I mean, if he was his own standalone, I would definitely say he would need a little bit more to his moveset. Probably a second phase in general, whether like he does get like a full-on transformation or he at least changes up his moveset. Would be an absolute insane boss fight. Like, personally, I honestly feel like what they should have done is have Radagon and the Elden Beast be 2 separate fights. Like, it was like, I feel like that would have felt more reasonable instead of having them one right after the other. Just yeah, make the Elden Beast exclusive to the Frenzy Flame ending or something. And I feel like fighting the Elden Beast is probably not a bad thing. Like I feel like it generally should fit thematically overall. It's just having those 2 fights literally be back to back, I feel is what ends up really hurting the overall experience. But that's just me. Elden Ring, oh yeah, the arena just absolutely beautiful. But way too big, and the fact that the Elden Beast literally just covers the entire arena, like just like running away at times. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Like, who? Plus, frankly, moveset is kind of boring. Yeah, kind of boring, and honestly, I've always been in the mindset of any enemy that has a move that's like has like hardcore tracking to it just is not a fun mechanic to deal with. Especially when it comes to things where it's like the general idea of like, oh, there's a bunch of things flying at me that are homing in on me. I just need to, you know, keep moving in one direction and the majority of them should not hit me. But like if you literally like lose speed for like a millisecond, you're just getting blasted with everything. And it's like, that doesn't feel good. Sad part is probably the only thing saving Elden Beast from being in my top 10 worst from FromSoft is the dope design, dope arena, as well as amazing phase. One great phase 1 is probably what's going to... I mean, I would say arguably when it comes to Elden Beast, it's its own boss fight. It's just literally a back-to-back boss fight. I wouldn't even consider it phase 2 of Radagon. I would say Radagon's its own fight. It just happens to spill into the Elden Beast fight. Okay, guys. But yeah, Consort is like phase 1. I enjoyed it. It's fine. I got it down pretty quickly, and so long as he didn't do any weird fuck shit in the first phase, I could get through his first phase pretty consistently, pretty quickly. Second phase, just my biggest issue with the second phase is literally just the screen spam. Literally just way too much going on the screen. It almost feels like they're trying to more so distract you during the fight rather than have the fight actually be, you know, challenging. Don't get me wrong, Promise Consort's still going on tiers. I mean, I can't say I blame you. Question: would Phase 2 be fair if it was only the last 30%? I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it. Like, honestly, like, me personally, like, if they changed how the animations looked for a lot of the attacks, I'd probably be fine with it still being 50%. My biggest issue with Phase 2 is just, it's a visual nightmare. At least for me. Like, I don't know about anyone else. It's just awful to try and keep track of everything. Phase 2 is primarily bullshit because it's more than half the fight. To be honest, I don't know. I can't say for certain. All I know is like when I was doing it, I think I was getting him down to 50%, if damn near close. Actually, you know what? After we kill this, man, I should be able to actually pull it up real quick. It should literally be in my last Elden Ring video. Still only Titanite chunks, Jesus. Actually, you know what? I lied, because I'm only running one screen right now, because if I try and play any Souls game through the game capture, it has it's enough of a delay that it makes dodging suck. So I gotta play through direct feed. Tiny Night Chunk again. Sadly, I have to end my platinum runs on a sour note because I'm doing the DLC after platinum. You know what? Yeah. Actually, after we... I want to know how far off I am. I can't think I'm that far off of... Oh god, I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'm actually... I mean, 71% of the trophies, it's not bad. Literally 2 of the endings. I should have all the bosses. I need legendary armaments, remains, sorceries, talismans, which, you know, that's whatever. That's literally me pulling up a map and running around and getting everything. And then everything else should be done, if I remember correctly. It's, yeah, I literally need 2 endings, which I could probably burn through rather quickly if I really want to. And then just sitting down and picking up all the legendaries. Unless it's like, unless I want to end the run on Bale. Surprisingly, Bale did not take me very long. I thought Bale was going to take me so much longer than what it did. Which, I mean, Bale is unironically a great fight. Bale definitely got some bullshit. Bale definitely got some bullshit. Hello? Okay. Hello? Don't feel like that should hit me. Oh, come on. Some Bale shit. Exactly. You get a good knock. Brother, quit jumping backwards, you dick. Okay, now you're just being mean. I'm at 20 out of 42 on the PS5 version, 36 out of 42 on the PS4. Very nice. Also, I definitely hit the dodge button there. Okay. Now you're just being mean. You kill me one time and you start feeling like a big bad man, huh? Pretty sure everyone has a Souls game that they have a love-hate relationship with. Oh, no, 100%. 100%. Just like how everyone has their favorites. Oh my god, I never changed my shield. What am I doing? What am I doing, chat? Just like how everyone has their favorite Souls game, there's definitely one out there that they go, it's like, I played it. It's like, I love it, but I hate it, and it's...
The way I can is please. We are amid the does not like you to signing of but I
I played it, I had a good time with it, never touching it. Yeah. I would probably say that probably most accurately describes Elden Ring for me. No, we'll hold on to those. It's like I played through it twice, played through the DLC once, enjoyed my time with it, had fun. Will I play it again? Yeah, probably, but it's gonna be a long time before I decide to play it again, to say the very least. Yeah, the biggest thing when it comes to Elden Ring is how much of the entire game do you want to quote-unquote replay? Because if you literally just want to be like, I want to do enough of a run to roll credits, arguably not really all that much game for there to really be. You can easily replay it however many times you want. If you want to like consistently like try and do all bosses, gather up all things, like then yeah, you're probably more so looking at yeah, you do it once and you never do it again. You need 2 great runes, capital mountaintops, Morzula, Ashen Capital. To be honest, I don't fully know. 2 great runes does sound generally right. I'd have to sit here and try and... Okay, didn't let me pull out my shield. Sick. Literally saw the man coming. Had my finger on L1. Did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just stood there. Well, that's how today has been. Trying to remember, I played a game like that, and I will never play it again, but I cannot remember what. So, arguably, for me, off the top of my head, my best example for that kind of game where I played it and I have a love-hate relationship with it, Death Stranding. I literally finished that game out of spite. And I don't know what it was about how they did that game, but like the way they had it broken up, like, is like every third act was just god awful and annoying, and then immediately the next 2 acts after that, like third god awful act, okay, it was like, okay, cool, fun, new mechanics, new this, new that, things are getting a little interesting. Third act comes up again, nah, just ass. I'm like, why would you do this? Then as you play through it and you get more of the story, it's just like, who came up with this? Like who thought like this was a good story? That being said, at some point, if Death Stranding 2 ever goes free for like PlayStation Plus, and I happen to have PlayStation Plus at the time, or it goes on a deep sale, I'm probably going to pick it up and play just to experience it for myself, and so I can give it my own, I guess my own overarching opinion on it. Like, I can at least give my... I can safely give my opinion on the first game. What? Did I not get the key? Watching fun plays those games was interesting, but it made me hate the game mechanically just by... Like, I enjoyed the walking. Like, in the first game, the picking up of the packages, the building of different structures that help out other players, and, like, how, like, the world was, like, asynchronous, like, just everybody helping everybody type of deal. Love that. Great idea. Very, very interesting. Where Death Stranding 1 suffered from greatly was that the BTs were... They felt inconsistent and unfair, and your way to combat them felt piss poor. Pun generally intended. And from what Fuzz was saying, it seems like the combat got better in 2, so maybe that'll generally help out. And then maybe... it's like maybe they figured out the pacing a little bit better. But I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the story is still generally going to be some nonsensical BS that people are going to be like, oh yeah, no, it's a much deeper thing than that, and then the symbolism, and it's like, yeah, no, pretty certain that oh god, Kojima, right? Pretty certain Kojima just wanted to be a delivery man and has a sister mom that he wants to bang, but he just put himself in the video game. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Astrobot is definitely a game I really enjoyed, but never playing it. I could see that. Astrobot looks like a really fun game, but I don't feel like Astrobot has that replayability factor to it. Like, 100% great for a playthrough. Anything after that, you probably don't need. Yeah, you and I both value our integrity. The story's up. Yeah, it's one, like, it's one thing, like, okay, yeah, sure, weird, everyone's connected to an afterlife that's represented by a beach, and everyone's beaches are, like, connected and whatnot, and then mass death events create, like, pockets of time where shit gets weird type of deal, blah, 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 yada, yada. It's like, okay, fine, cool, that's whatever, but yeah, the whole premise of the first one and, like, how any of it makes sense is just like, no. Like, if we tell you the game sucks, we want to be able to say we played it to... Oh, yeah. Like, does Death Stranding suck? No. I wouldn't say that it sucks. It's definitely a game that is not for me, and I can see why people really enjoy it. But that being said, it definitely does not deserve the hype that it gets. I feel like it's a lot of people trying to look into a deeper meaning of a story that's honestly just nonsensical. Damon, Hannah, put your disease emote back. But, like, even for me, I never finished Last of Us, but I can easily tell you that the Last of Us gameplay is honestly Duke. It's big old dookie butts. Like, I love me a good stealth game where you can sneak around and do X, Y, and Z. But this stealthing and the shooting mechanics in that game are genuinely not great. And I don't understand why it gets the amount of praise that it does. Like, I'm sure the story and the graphics, the story's like a wonderful story, and I think it's probably very well done. I mean, hell, they turned it into a TV show, and from what I've seen, the TV show has done pretty damn well. That being said, pretty graphics and a good story do not make a good video game. And when your game is literally based around like two general mechanics, if they don't work well, the game is not good. Like, I'm working on a story high technically as aspiring writer, but pretty much entirely casual. That's literally a revenge story. No stupid, oh my god, alien invasion. It's a revenge story. That's all there is to it. True, did not enjoy The Last of Us, but enjoyed two atrocious ending side. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where at some point will I probably try and play The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 on stream? Probably, but it's going to involve, one, it being on a deep discount or me being able to pick it up for free on like PlayStation Plus or something like that, and two, probably some kind of sub incentive at some point. Like, maybe like when I finally feel comfortable enough to come back and do a charity stream for 1UP, maybe that'll be like one of the sub goals, is play through The Last of Us, play through Death Stranding. I have a good example of a TV show that I watched once, but surprisingly, I watched once, surprisingly loved, and got very invested into the story of, and will never watch again because of emotional damage. Oh, absolutely love BoJack Horseman. Such a great show, but yeah, it is a heavy watch, to say the least. Like, it is like a once in a very blue moon type of a watch. That's not one that you go, you know what I want to watch, you know what, there's like, will give me some good entertainment, BoJack Horseman. No, that's one of those ones where it's been years since you've watched it, or you need something that is going to get you in your feels. Once I grow a bit more, I might make a sub goal to do Rune Level 1 Eldering. Oh, lordy. Ooh, 2 random deaths? Okay, I'll take it. It'd probably be something that's like a 5 to 1,000. As long as that's just a general running tab and not like, oh, you have to do 5 to 1,000 subs within a, okay, let me roll, within a like certain amount of time frame. Yeah, you'll eventually get there. Why is everybody so aggressive? Like, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, and I know I've talked about this several times. I don't know if there's like quote unquote seeds for Dark Souls, but it definitely feels like there's seeds for Dark Souls in how the NPCs decide to act per playthrough. Oh yeah, I 100% agree with that, Doctor. There's like certain things where it's like, hey, if you really want to see me do this, it's like you're gonna make it worth my while. I was expecting stupid funny haha because anthropomorphic horse and was critical. Yeah. Yeah. Bojack is one if you're not ready for. It's it's like taking the time to watch Bo Burnham's Inside. Like, I'm sure the majority of the world, for the most part, has watched Bo Burnham Inside, especially, you know, during the pandemic, because, you know.
Now, you seem to have your wits.
Yeah.
Think I'll
But, that is one of those comedy specials where it's like, you need to be in the exact right mood to actually watch it. Because that one is a emotional
I'll teach you.
and
Lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia!
just heavy. You've not watched it? Have you watched any of Bo Burnham's stuff? Because if you have, I would highly recommend watching it. It won't 100% hit the same, obviously, because we're not all going through a pandemic right now, technically. But for the most part, it should still hit. Okay, you've seen Bo Burnham. Did you enjoy Bo Burnham? And now I'd probably make the 1,000 subs my actual sub goal. I'm like, right, but are you making... It's like... Because it, like... If it's like the legitimate sub goal, because that means that's 1,000 sub points in 30 days, I believe. Which... I don't think any of us that are currently in this chat will ever be hitting that level of subbage. Like, that would take some crazy lightning striking. No, definitely not growing enough for 30 days. Okay, yeah, I was gonna... So it's pretty much a running tab. Which that would be more realistic. It's one of those things like, we'll eventually get there, but it's going to take forever. Alright, that's everything there. Reverse the hollowing. Kindle. Hit the button too many times. Nope. Wanted to be level up. He didn't take me down. Alright, Hoochie up and running. But yeah, if anybody out there hasn't watched Bo Burnham's Inside, and you actually enjoy Bo Burnham as a comedian, go watch Bo Burnham Inside. It's worth it. I might not be able to make it, but I can highly suggest it at the very least. I definitely feel like if you do enjoy Bo Burnham and you haven't watched it, you're doing yourself a disservice. I think it's such a wonderfully done special that really helps. Like, that really helped, like, a lot of people probably feel seen during the pandemic, and it, like, kind of brought us all a little bit more together. Because I feel like he encapsulated, like, how a lot of us were feeling, bare minimum. What do you think Elden Ring's hardest main boss? Ooh. I mean, yeah. I wasn't sure if you were considering her a main boss in the sense of, like, not a quote-unquote mini-boss, or if you were, like, main boss as in, like, the ones you gotta do. But yeah, no, Melania. Oh, main game. This is what happens when you play games and try and read at the same time. But yeah, no, it's Melania. No matter how you slice this, no matter what you're doing, Melania is always going to be the hardest main game boss. There's not going to be a world where that's any different. Unless you somehow go, okay, I've hacked in a specific weapon that does 1 million points of damage to Melania, but only Melania, and to everybody else it deals a regular amount of damage. Which one's the hardest boss now? That's literally the only way that answer ever changes. I watched one of his specials. I think it was called What, and that was fun enough. Got it. Well, I don't know about you, Godok, but I know there's times where I feel like I need to get into my feels at times. Inside, great way to do it. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand the backstab a little bit more. You gotta do the backstab a lot sooner than what you would think. The real mode would probably be one of the other hardest. Yeah. A lot of, like, having to deal with bleed definitely sucks. Moog himself already hits insanely hard. If you don't happen to have the physics tier to break his blood curse, that's easily GG's. There's literally no way around it, so you need that. Because at rune level 1, you're never going to have enough health. Honestly, 20% my ass. There's no way that it has a 20% drop rate. There's no way. There's just no way. I was gonna say, pretty sure that boss is impossible without the physics level. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's still technically in there, but there was a way to easily cheese Moog. And if you were doing a rune level 1, like, it's like if you were like, I have to do it without the physics, that'd be the only way to do it. You could do it, but like, I'm also pretty, like, I know there's one boss that in my first playthrough I had to cheese. I don't remember his name, but he has 2 big knights that he has summoned, and he has like a peg leg, and he deals like ice and electric damage. Commander name, yeah, that guy. That guy was a pain in my ass, but bullshit. Yeah, 100%. I cheesed his ass because back before they patched it out, you could literally shoot him through a window and kill him. load them up with a bunch of poison arrows, and GG's. Oh, let's throw 3 hyper aggressive enemies in. Yeah, yeah. That being said, when I did my my madness playthrough, honestly, fairly easy fight. It's like for one, I understood the fight a bit better, and 2, Vike's spear, or is it Viker? I can't remember. It's been a minute since I played. But the specific weapon that I was using for the madness playthrough, with its special ability, like it helped nuke those 2 insanely quickly. Okay, would you quit hitting me with the AoE on that? Dude, quit running backwards. You're being a dick. Ooh, okay. I didn't expect him to drop like that. I don't feel like I've ever really seen him drop like that. Okay, I didn't take my... Top off just in case. Because I know how this bullshit works. Doesn't help that even once you kill the ads, Nail himself is no... Yeah. He is a bit of a monster himself to deal with. The fact, it's like, that's like the weird thing. It's like, why give him little minions that like aren't even like little minions? They're like legitimately dangerous minions to have. And very much so, kind of like how in the gargoyle fight here, it's like if you don't essentially nuke the ads immediately, there's like it becomes overwhelming. If nothing else, Elden Ring is definitely the game with the most bullshit bosses. Yeah, I feel like, from what I generally remember, in each of like the games, there's like one boss that I particularly dislike like to a significant amount, where it's like, no, this is like the boss that makes me go, nah, fuck this game. This is some bullshit. And I feel like that feeling comes up a lot more often in Elden Ring than anywhere else, because I feel like at the very least when it comes to the other games, that's usually reserved for like one boss, maybe 2. In DS1, it's the Bed of Chaos, 4 Kings, Capra. Yeah, Capra in and of himself, not a tough boss, quote unquote. It's the fact that it's a tiny ass room with 2 dogs. And the only way to do that one right, essentially, is you walk in and you swing. It's like maybe you wait like half a second, but the game plan is you swing. That's literally it. You take the time, you swing. You know what I'm forgetting to do? I'm forgetting to take dexterity up to 18, so that way I can one-shot the rats with the stab and be doing extra damage. I think I've been saving on to the extra souls to make sure I can get up to a +5. That's also probably another reason why we didn't do as much damage as I was hoping to the gargoyle at the beginning of stream. Just come back here. Sometimes I forget your friend like immediately activates and he does a full sprint down here. But yeah, Bed of Chaos is arguably only bullshit because it's a weird gimmick fight. It's not that the boss itself is necessarily hard, it's just a very weird gimmick fight that's poorly executed. And Four Kings could be a good fight, it's just they need to stagger out the Four Kings, essentially. Also, they need to make it so it's like actually Four Kings instead of like, oh, by the way, if you don't happen to do enough damage, you can technically get, what, 5 Kings, I think, technically? I don't care who you are, the Four Kings are definitely bullshit. No, they are especially rough. They're not a great design, and it's never fun to have essentially a DPS check. They could definitely do it in a way that would make it more reasonable, but yeah, 9 times out of 10 is like you're kind of just hoping for the best when it comes to can we hit you from here? Yeah, we can. Nice. But yeah, you're kind of just hoping for the best, and that they're not going to be like overly aggressive. Yeah, lower the DPS required, especially on New Game Plus, where they randomly get double HP. I was gonna say, you don't even really need to lower the quote-unquote DPS requirement. Just, like, stagger them out more. Hell, I'd be fine with them having more HP and each individual one being stronger. But it just being a gauntlet of king, 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 and then being done. Wanna know what's bullshit, boss? Grohl the Great in Silk Song. The boss itself isn't bad, but if you keep failing its, the boss isn't bad itself, but if you keep failing its really long platforming parkour sequence to get back there after a few tries, your fingers are just, yeah. A boss being an annoyance because of the run back is not a good game design. Which is one of the things that Elden Ring has greatly improved on, and hopefully they... Hello? Sir? Sir? Can I... Get down from there. There we go. Those are my souls. DS3, actually no, DS3 has 0. I disagree with that. I still firmly stand that Nameless King, mostly phase 1, is a load of bullshit, and this is... It's like, I still stand by that, even though I got to the point where I was getting through it with not taking any damage. Phase 1 is a load of bullshit. Between the whole shit-ass gimmick of you gotta hit it in the face or else you're not really doing any damage, and the fact that there are so many instances where you're either having to do blind dodges and hoping that you can dodge at the right time, or you're having him fly so fast and far away that it takes away your lock on. Not to mention his one bullshit like AoE move where if you're just not in the right position from when he starts it, you're pretty well fucked. Don't mind him, he's just having a moment. Nah, I had to mind him. I couldn't not pay him any mind. Nameless King's damage is bullshit on New Game Plus 2. I mean, I feel like once you get to the point of New Game Plus 2, like, whatever, it's like you should generally be, you know, ready for whatever it has in store for you. But yeah, no, Nameless King, 100% my least favorite fight. Mostly because of Phase 1. Phase 2 wasn't necessarily bad, but it's more so of Phase 1 just absolutely annoying. You have to realize I never go out of my way to fight Nameless King because it's not worth it. Yeah. It's because the fight's dookie butts. Oh, okay. I was about to say, a buckler. I don't want no stupid buckler. I do want the Titanite shard, though. I do want that. Alright. Pretty certain Kit should be taking a nice little napping right now, and Penny's snoozing pretty hard. I at least want to get up and through gargoyles if I can. Because I don't want to leave off essentially where we left off last week and then just have another start like we did this week where it's like, okay, do all the things. Oh, hey, we made it to gargoyles and gargoyles just didn't fucking cooperate. So it was just like, okay, time to restart again. So let's at least get through gargoyles. Good doc, thank you for the clip. I appreciate that. I was gonna say, if no one was gonna do it, I was gonna try my best to remember to go back through and do it myself. If I had more time, I would start doing that more often. Because I feel like that was like one thing that I was really good about when I first started streaming. Was taking the time to go through all of my VODs and make clips, but I have not done that in a hot minute. That being said, I also actually just started recording my videos and all that, and I've essentially been making clips out of that. But making clips out of those videos are definitely a little bit different than clipping them on Twitch. But yeah, who would have guessed? Clips don't actually really do you any good on Twitch, unless you're, you know, already a bigger streamer and you're already gonna have hundreds of plus people watching your clips. Add a button on my Steam Deck to add a marker. I keep forgetting to press it. Also, it's really annoying to find those markers unless I'm... No, I 100% agree. I tried doing the whole marker thing. It's never worked for me. I don't know how exactly it works, how you're supposed to see the markers themselves on Twitch. Never worked. That's why I personally just, when I was first doing it, I started writing down timestamps. Like, if I realized, oh, hey, that's something that I'm gonna want to clip, I'd write down the general timestamp to be like, okay, I need to just get to this point, and be like, okay, kind of watch from there. And then, okay, unfortunately, you have to beat Nameless King on New Game Plus because there's a ring locked behind it. Ugh. Yeah, screw that noise. Screw that noise. But let me guess, you need that ring to get the platinum. Which at some point I do plan on going through all the Souls game and getting the platinums for each of them. Which involves me getting PlayStation Plus again at some point, or just straight up buying Demon Souls. I did find it, but you had to find it in one place and clip it in another place. I haven't streamed in 3+ months except test stream last week, though I don't really remember. Yeah, with the way it's set up, the fact that you have to essentially do it in 2 different spots kind of ruins the convenience of it. I don't know if there's like an easy way to like make a Steam Deck button to essentially give you a reminder of essentially the timestamp of stream. I feel like that would end up being a lot easier. I'm sure there's probably some way that you can technically get that information. I think you can find them in the highlight editor, but highlights and clips work very different. Yeah. Other than that, I know there's ways to set things up to automatically make clips, but I never liked that because it usually automatically defaults to a minute-long clip, and I usually like my clips to be like to have like a little bit more meaning. Good idea. I think I can easily make a button like that in Firebot. Nice. But yeah, if something like that would arguably be a whole lot easier to do and would arguably save you a lot of headache. Yeah, no, I don't like the command clip. They can be edited afterwards, but yeah. I'd rather just get it one and done the first time. Okay, did you not notice me? Or did you get caught in the door? Okay, you didn't notice me, got it. Okay. So I'm going to need you to quit jumping around. I do have a clip command, but no one's used it yet. That's one thing that I'm generally bad about, is knowing who has a actual clip command or not. And I'm so used to myself, like when I am actively like full on paying attention and I see a moment that I personally find clippable, I usually just take the time to clip it manually the way that I would personally want it. I don't know how well that works out for the people I've made clips for, but it's like I feel like it's generally worked out. Because that was one thing that, especially early on when it came to content creation, is when I was in other people's streams, I was always trying to do my best to keep an eye out for clippable moments, because that is sometimes one of those things where it's easier for somebody else to see that in the moment rather than the person that's actually playing to notice it. Also, Penny just got up.
Well, I'm...
Okay. Let's see. Reinforce the weapon. Uchi. Okay, so we need 1 more for 3. 2 more for 4. Okay, so we need 6 in total.
Go and get yourself killed.
Alright, so I might have to take a quick break here to take Penny out. I don't know if she's actually going to go whine at Kid or not. Alright, kindle the flame. Well, that was easy. Just added to write to the file to existing marker buttons. Nice! Gotta love an easy solution. Alright, so we take that to 18. And then we take that to 13. I think hitting a little bit harder is probably going to do me a little bit better in the grand scheme of things. Okay, we're good. Penny came back. But yeah, let's get to gargoyles. Or die trying. Whichever happens. Whatever happens first. And then we can end for the night. Okay, yeah, so getting to 18 decks is just a smart idea. I really enjoy... That's one of those things, like, I need to, like, really sit down and watch, like, a full-on tutorial for things like Firebot or StreamerBot, and, like, really dive into how to make those work for me, because I've seen a lot of people do some cool things with, like, you with Firebot and, others with StreamerBot that I would love to be able to do for my stream. Okay, so we're not getting the Uchi up to a +6 anytime soon, so we don't have to worry about Kappa or anything like that. But I would love to get my voice-activated GIFs off of scene.gg, because it's such a finicky website, and like it's like if I end up adding too many, like it'll like work for a bit, but then it'll like just full on crash out and then it'll stop working. And I ain't paying for any extra slots. Plus, if I get to the point where I can get voice activated XYZs to work with StreamerBot slash Firebot, whichever one I go for, then I can just have an unlimited amount of gifts and I don't have to worry about it. And on top of that, I can then voice activate so many other things, which will then make things so much easier. Alright. So this is an Uchi run. I think I've said this before, but I can't find any voice activation options in Firebot. Okay. You probably have mentioned that before. So Firebot wouldn't work for that, so I would end up having to look specifically to StreamerBot, which that could generally be more complicated, because I think a lot of how StreamerBot tends to work is code-based, but I would imagine that if there's like an idea that I generally have, there's probably some kind of tutorial for it, right? And after a certain point, it probably just generally becomes insert general code here, parentheses for whatever you need to find. Like, okay, it's like, here's the file path, blah, 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 yada, yada, right? Or at least that's what I would assume. Okay, disagree with that, but I'm glad it didn't do any damage to me. Okay, I don't understand how Havel works sometimes. Like, the fact that that hit me and it literally did all of my health makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Alright, well. There's gotta be an easier way to deal with Havel. Okay, so we're at the point of... Okay, so we are at 19. I thought that was 20 right there. Guess not. Okay. Whatever. It is what it is. I'll chalk it up to the fact that we just haven't been playing Dark Souls, that I'm just not as used to it. It's not burnt into me. After taking like 2-3 weeks off to play Mortal Shell. Alright, with that being said, who's on? Who's on? Who needs some love? No, I'm not trying to add to a story. I want to see who's on. Honestly, not gonna lie, nothing that I want to specifically. Ooh, actually, I lied. Z is playing Graveyard Keeper, which is a fantastic game. I just need to make sure I. Okay, perfect. I spelled everything right. I'm good. I did get a new function added to the next Firebot update, as it is on screen chat widget, and the bot doesn't clear automatically or between sessions, nor is there an effect to clear the chat that can be added to events. Okay, I prefer to start with a clean slate, and also wanted to have a button to clear on-screen chat just in case assholes. Yeah, so I asked about it and how they're gonna. Nice. Very nice. Honestly, that just seems like a smart idea to have, especially like with what you said with having to deal with assholes, because you never know what people are gonna, hop on and say and do and all that, which, never fun. Wednesday, more Divinity, which I'm super looking forward to. Friday, more Soul Link Shuffler, again, looking forward to. And then Sunday, I'm assuming we'll be finishing Pokemon Infinite Fusion Hoenn. We'll be finishing up the part 1 of their like early access that they've released recently, and depending on how much time there is, if I have the time, I will start up my Nuzlocke playthrough of Alt Red. I don't know if that'll be. Oh, wow, the raid happened so much quicker than I thought.